They told us to give a disclaimer. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the podcasters, any guests, and do not reflect any of the management, owners, sponsorships, or employees of thereof. Pretty much, if you're soft, don't listen to this podcast. One thing I pride myself on is just being the same and trying to look out for my folks along the way.
Like, even with all these, big things happening, nigga, like, you still mad humble, and you still, like, you have enough clout now where you could easily be like, I'm not fucking with this, I'm not fucking with that.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers, it's on. Does it? Hold on. Before we cut the mics on and everything, you were like, Dre, you're from the hood. I was like, what makes you think I'm from the hood? And you were like, What makes you think I know what means?
So what it is have you heard of when people can get their antidepressants dialed into exactly which one they should take based on their DNA? Have you heard of anything like that? It's gosh, you guys are different down here.
What do you mean, you guys? No, we haven't heard about it. What you just said reminds me of when a doctor is really just narrowing it down to what medication I need to give you.
Yes. So there's so many side effects that you can get from your medication. Medications have contraindications where they don't go together. So if you're taking one medication and you take another and they don't go together, then you're just having to hope that the doctors are doing their due diligence and checking, So with this is for cannabis. And people, when you get your cannabis card, and I know this because I worked in a clinic, 80% of those people have never used cannabis before, or they just don't know the difference between sativa and indica and hybrid and all of the different things with ratios and terpenes. I mean, most people don't even know what terpenes do. So what this really does is it takes your DNA and it tests for 52 different underlying conditions. So schizophrenia, if you have that in your line, if you have that as a underlying condition, then you'd have a bad reaction from cannabis, likely. Like, you can have higher anxiety, and it can also just kind of kick it in. So it really screens for things that you can't take cannabis on, but it also tells you which strain, which ratio, which profile is best for your specific, like, your body. Cannabis affects all of us so different, so sometimes even with the same strain, I'll just randomly get anxiety from when I use. I'm just like, okay, what? I need this to go away for a minute. So it really helps take out the guesswork. And when you go to get your card, you go to a dispensary or you go to a pharmacy and you meet with a pharmacist. Everybody has to meet with a pharmacist, and they talk about what your needs are, what your goals are. And then they have you do trial and error. They give you a baseline and have you do trial and error from there. And how many people do you know that use cannabis at one time in their life and don't like it? They did it back in high school, they did it in college, and they're like, oh, it was crazy. I had too much anxiety. I felt dumb. I ate everything, whatever. Yeah. It really helps those people so that we don't lose people for the medical cannabis program. So for it to keep going and for it to stay strong, we need to have new patients coming in, and we need to have people not falling off. So I'm really trying to advocate for that.
I think that's beautiful. How new is this technology? Because I've never heard of DNA testing to find out what strain you should be using.
Right. So it just got patented a month ago through my parent company, who's a good friend. They have the technology to do it fully encompassing, like, your whole health spectrum. So they're doing psilocybin. They're working on that right now, where they can test and see exactly how psilocybin is going to affect your body. And they're working on MDMA and ketamine and nutraceuticals. It's a full process. But with what was the last question you just asked me?
Well, I was just wondering, like, how new this technology is.
So it's about a year old, is all.
And your parent company, you mentioned the patent. So this company in California was like, hey, we need something to keep people coming, right? Because some people go, they get it for the first time, they think that, oh, it's gonna help me sleep, or it's gonna make me calm down, but it might have a different side effect, right? So the parent company was like, hey, we need something to keep people coming to really have a good experience. And this happened a year ago. Yeah.
So the owner, he's been in the cannabis industry for 25 years, and he's really doing it to just help people get the best side effect that they can, or the best effect that they can, the best experience. In California, he's not worried so much about the program or keeping people coming, but just the overall general people. But in Utah, we have our medical cannabis program is a whole situation, right? Everybody knows about it. Everybody knows about Prop 2, all of the things.
A lot of people don't, though. That's the whole reason why I want to sit down and talk with you, ladies, is because for something that is helping a lot of people, we've seen the countless videos online that have gone where people are having seizures, kids, and they give them a little bit of CBD or whatever it is, and they calm down. Like, a lot of people don't know about these things. So when you say we all know, we don't. And that's why we need to explain this.
I forget people.
It's because we're swimming in it all day and we just figure that everybody knows. But I still, 3 years later, run across people that have no idea that it's legal at all. At all.
Or how easy it is to get.
It's so easy. It's so easy. You don't have to be dying, which most people think. You like have to have some kind of disease that is putting you down like that. It's as simple as having pain that lasts longer than 2 weeks. Not consecutive. It can be a migraine once a week. It can be
backache.
It just flares up every now and again. But if 2 weeks have gone by and you have the same pain, you're golden. And the beautiful part about it, because we feel like legislators really aren't on our side for this, right? The way they write the laws, somebody had our back while they were discussing all of this, because they made it. And I probably shouldn't say this out loud because they watch me, but they made it so you don't have to have any paperwork to prove it. It's huge.
Yeah.
Self-report, my neck, my back.
Yep.
Done. That's how easy it is to get.
And that's where this technology. What's the technology called? What do we call this thing?
So it's like, as far as the name.
Yeah, the DNA testing.
Yes, it's BioCode.
So
BioCode DNA.
BioCode DNA is the company.
Yes.
And that's what this thing is right here.
Yep.
So let's say I talk to you, and you're like, hey, I think you're a really good candidate for this. I think this can really help you. You should go to BioCode, right?
Well, so I don't prescribe it. They need to go to a clinic to get it prescribed.
Okay.
But you can. It doesn't matter. Like, if you're just using it and you don't have your card, and you're not a medical patient, then it still helps you. But it tells you the strain that's ideal for you and where it's located, like which pharmacy is closest to you.
Oh, we'll find it.
So if you don't have a card, you can't go to a pharmacy, but I mean, it's still helpful to know.
So
definitely.
I know this might be a crazy question, but how many strains are there?
I would guess thousands.
A lot,
yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And so it would be, I mean, I would assume that we wouldn't have all of them.
We have 660,000 genomes sequenced, but that is not how many strains there are. But no way.
Utah doesn't have. I mean, Utah alone has 5, 6, 8 strains, maybe.
Wow, that's grown here.
Yeah,
wow.
It has to be grown here to be sold here. We can't get it from anywhere else, which is why the program is so restricted, and there's not a lot of selection. Number one, they made it a rule that we can't have it in food, so you won't find cookies, brownies, Rice Krispie treats, Trix ropes, all that stuff. We have a very limited amount of types of products we can have, and then it also has to be grown here. So the only reason why we have Wiz Khalifa weed is because Trike grows it. He contracted with them, and they're in Utah.
Wow.
So it has to be grown here to be sold here.
So what about the person that don't want to do the flower?
Exactly. They could either go to a gelatinous cube, which is what we can have.
Ew.
Has to be in a cube shape too. It can't be in any other shape but a cube. Okay. So they can do that. They can do a patch. They're coming out with patches. They can do a vaporizer. If they don't, they can do the carts.
Yeah.
If they don't want to smoke it, or technically you have to vape it here. You're not supposed to smoke it legally, but
you can't do joints.
Really?
Things like that. Yeah. Can't.
Yeah, they said we couldn't light it with a lighter. If you can light it with a lighter, you can't smoke it. And so I was like, well, shit, I'll just roll a joint and light it on the coil stove then. Like, what are you gonna stop me?
Yeah.
But it's a combustion law, so even that would be illegal. So anything that combusts, you can't do, even though it's medical.
So many loopholes.
Yeah.
Is law enforcement looking for this stuff? Is it really that big of a deal?
When I worked at Quintessence, I had a
Make sure you get up on that mic. Lips to the mic.
A police officer reached out to me on Facebook that I went to high school with, and he's asking me, what does it come in more forms than just buds? And I said, absolutely. He said, I thought it just came in a bubble pack. So this police officer is just in Utah County thinking that he's going to find someone with a bubble pack of weed.
That was the original way they were going to do it. They were going to literally put a serving or what do they call it? I don't take medication, so what is it called when you take your
dose?
Your daily, yeah, your dose, duh. So they were going to dose it out in a blister pack where you would have like tiny little nugs in a blister pack for your dose. That's how they were originally going to sell it here in Utah.
Wow.
And they did away with it because they realized they don't have production for that. That would be a whirlwind all by itself. So then they're like, okay, you just have to have it in this jar. So just keep it in the jar. So you keep it in the jar. It's got an expiration date. After the expiration is over, it's technically illegal weed at that point.
What?
So what people were doing, and it was pretty cool, and it's not a thing now, so I can totally say it, but they accidentally were putting a year-long expiration date on the bottle. And so those of us that don't care about buying from dispensaries or whatever, we just get it how we get it.
Yeah.
I would just put whatever I had. I just went and got one bottle. So I bought one thing from the dispensary and then I filled it with whatever I wanted for a year and no one would have known the difference. Just saying. It was like my loophole with the coil stove. Like that's where my brain goes because I don't feel like they should regulate us like that.
Yeah.
I should have full control of my own health. And if this is a healthy substance that they're now acknowledging as a medicine, why are you telling me how I can use it? How I can carry it?
Yeah.
Like, it's... Anyway.
It's an ongoing battle, I feel like. And I feel like this is really helping a lot of people. So when they get this package, well, take me through how does this work?
So after you place an order, and so you'll go online, pick if you had an ancestry test or 23andMe test before in the past, then you can just upload right there on the website. You'll log in, upload your information.
Because it's the same guy, right?
Yeah.
I think that adds validity to it, actually.
Mm-hmm.
These tests are
Same
done
data.
by the same guy that does Ancestry.com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you'll get your results right away. But if you have to order a kit, you'll order it. It's free shipping. It comes in 2 or 3 days. It's really quick. You'll do your swab and then send it right back. And about 3 days later, you'll have a genetic counselor reach out to you, and they're going to break down about 60 pages of information about you. It breaks down everything from how you metabolize carbs and fats to if you have the chance of having osteoporosis or it's 52 different variations that they look for. So at the end, then they'll tell you your top strains for sleep, your top strains for pain relief, or whatever your wellness goals are, and then where they're located. So the closest pharmacy to you in the state of Utah, they have an updated, I'm working with the pharmacies to get an updated board all the time so we know what they're carrying. And it will also tell you the dose. So a lot of people go around and they are overdosing their cannabis. It'll really narrow that down so you know, okay, I just need to have a quarter of a cube at night or 4 hits off my vape, and not have the effects of overeating or feeling groggy the next day or having too much anxiety, things like that.
I think that's beautiful. With this test, and it comes back and it says, hey, this is the strand that could really help you, Dre, but we don't have it here in Utah. How do I, as a patient, get that medication?
So it'll actually tell you the closest medication to it and where it's located. It'll still give you an answer here in Utah. It'll let you know, hey, this is 6 variations off, but this is really going to, like chances are what this is going to create is a wider profile of cannabis available in Utah. Being able to see, okay, 30% of our patients really need more indicas. They're going to be able to beef that up. So ultimately that would be the goal. But yeah, and there's also an optional sleep tracker and sleep study that's going on. So it's a year-long sleep study. You'll wear a Fitbit and you can opt in. You don't have to do it, but you'll get your test results. You'll opt into that. And it's got a patient portal and a physician portal too. So you can actually allow your pharmacist or your QMP to be a part of your portal. And what that's going to do is track, okay, how did you sleep tonight? How did you sleep for the last week versus when you were taking your medication, the time frame, the amount you took. That's all going to be taken into account to ultimately help legitimize cannabis as a medication federally. So all of this is just going towards the bigger cause, but you don't have to participate in anything like that. It's just an option, and they're yeah.
So you mentioned federally, this stuff is still illegal, right? Flower federally is still illegal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how are you able to go through this route of doing this type of business, knowing that it is federally illegal?
You know, that's a good question.
It's scary at first, but it goes away. It does. I was fearful of posting the things that I wanted to post because it's federally illegal. And if you look at like Luke Scarmazzo's case, have you seen that at all?
I haven't.
Okay, so
who's this guy?
Luke Scarmazzo was the first person in California to open a legal dispensary, and the feds came in and arrested him, and he just did 12 years in prison. He sat there and watched dispensary after dispensary open up while he was sitting there for the same thing.
Oh my.
So it's kind of scary. It is, because you can be running something you feel is completely legal, but federally it's not. So we all are still running that risk. Every single person in this state that consumes it, sells it, everything, like we still are at risk. But I feel like it's such a mass majority now. Like, what are they going to do? Come after all of us? Or like, what are they going to do for me having a platform for cannabis? Like, are they going to come after me first because I'm the one spreading the word? Fuck them. I don't care. Like, let them come after me. I'm nothing. What are they going to get out of me? I don't know.
I think it's a legitimate concern though, right? Because you're a mother. You are fighting for what you believe in, but at the same time, these people really could take you away at any time.
Anytime. Especially with what I post. Like, I post 5 pounds of flour sitting on my little tray that I'm putting in the oven, but they don't know if it's CBD. They don't know if it's weed. So that's the fine line that I walk.
But that's grounds to go into your house.
Let them.
Isn't that, to me, that's terrifying. As a father of 3, I understand, and this is where the whole system thing, it gets a little dicey, right? Because we live in a system that we can't shake.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yeah, we can stand up. There's the majority of people, I would assume, if there was a vote right now, vote yes to make this federally legal, vote no to get this shit out of here, I would trust and I would bet my bottom dollar that people would vote to the yes side.
I think we're at about 65% right now, yeah.
Which is incredible. But we still don't have the federal right.
Right.
I mean, but they're still supportive of the states, right? That do have it legalized.
I mean, they've kind of backed off of it. They did their in the beginning, and they arrested people, and it's a shame that Luke did so much time. He's out now. He got released, by the way.
That's great. When you said they, are you talking about the federal government? Is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they were in support of it at the beginning?
They were not in support of it in the beginning, which is why they went after the first few dispensaries that they went after. But I don't know because I'm not there, but it just seems to me like it's their push move. We're in control to show you we're in control. And then it just kind of slowly backed off. They slowly backed off. Like even Utah won't cooperate with the feds if they want to come in and take your guns for having a cannabis card.
Actually they just made that unconstitutional. So
yeah.
Like last week, a judge ruled it unconstitutional to be able to take our guns or to be able to not allow someone to have guns if you have your cannabis card. So now you can have a cannabis card if you get guns. You can get guns if you have a cannabis card, and that's just.
You're talking about a federal application?
Federal judge made it unconstitutional.
Okay, so when people are listening, just check and make sure that that's actually gone into effect too, because they could change their mind at any moment. They do so many things just for elections. You know what I mean?
It's a tricky game.
Mm-hmm.
It is a tricky game, and I feel like it's awesome what you ladies are doing. I think that this is the awareness of it, right? Knowing where you can get these medical cards, knowing where you can get it, knowing that, hey, we got this technology that you don't have to be worried about side effects because we can narrow it down to what's best for you. I think that's beautiful. But at the same time, there's this lingering cloud behind that's like, hey, we can shut this shit down at any moment.
Any moment.
And that's what makes it very scary to put all your eggs in one basket. Mm-hmm. So going into this on your own, what gave you the confidence, the courage to be like, hey, I'm going to start my own business, and this is the line of work that I'm going into?
I think seeing the need really just for a couple years working with Quintessence was really, it was eye-opening, and it gave me a lot of perspective. But also the number one reason why I started it is I can't take birth control. If a lot of people have a super sensitivity to fluctuations in your estrogen, testosterone, and all your hormones, so that when you take birth control, you have psychosis or you get crazy, or, I didn't have psychosis, but I pretty much changed my personality. I become a little bit crazy. And how many people do you know how many women that can't take birth control, or that say, oh yeah, birth control makes me crazy, or I gain a ton of weight? So I started looking into ways to figure out my birth control that I could take. And basically it says, if you have bipolar, if you have borderline, if you have various conditions, you cannot ever take birth control. So just don't even take hormones, just use protection. And that's super frustrating. So I have a friend in the lab industry, and I asked him, hey, is this a possibility? Can we DNA test to see which birth control people can take? And he said, yes, absolutely. We need to create an assay for that, which is the test in a lab, and then go through clinical trials and raise funds. And about 2 years from now, it could be licensed and patented to me. So that was how it started. And then with the cannabis, I asked him about that as well, and I thought I had invented it. I thought I just came up with it on the spot. What about cannabis? And then found out that this other company exists, and I became really good friends with them through our mutual friends. So now I'm just I'm trying to get DNA tests that people just don't know exist, or don't know that is available to them, or aren't available to the average consumer. So early autism detection, early ADHD detection. Instead of going and spending 6 hours or 4 hours at a clinic getting your kid tested because you're pretty sure there's something wrong, you can do a swab test, and it will give you the percent chance.
Based off someone's opinion, mind you. It's just all up to their opinion, how they diagnose your child. You have something that's verified right here that will literally tell you. You don't have to go in and spend 4 hours with the first person you choose to assess your child. That's huge to me. To me, that's huge. Taking my child to a stranger, having them talk for a little while, and then that stranger tells me what's wrong with my child.
So intimidating.
Like, I'm really not down with that at all. Knowing that they get paid for the prescriptions that they prescribe, they keep their position, they keep their practice based off of how they help you, which is in the form of a little square pad of paper, and they write some scribbles on it with a dosage amount, and now your child is a number. And you're just taking the opinion of a doctor. Now you don't have to take the opinion of a doctor. If you want to know what's going on with your body, test your DNA. Don't go off someone's opinion based off of their education. Mind you, I don't believe in those educations. I feel like it's a bunch of spewed shit that it's just sheep stuff. Just regurgitated information that may or may not be true. They're putting you in a box. Nobody should be put in a box. If you're going to be put in a box, put yourself in this box.
It's a commercial right
How
there.
corny was that? And listen, I just want to say something about too, because, okay, so I have a heart for people that don't already consume cannabis. I've been a stoner my whole life. Obviously, fit in with the stoner crowd, to play hacky sack. It's footbag if you're good at it. But listen, everybody needs the help. Anybody who's a part of a religion needs the help, even though they're against it. Anybody that's part of anything, they need the help. When you don't have any experience with this, and you walk into a dispensary/pharmacy here in Utah, and you got some dude at the counter just like, yeah, bro, this one's good, that one's good, I kind of like that one. Well, this might help you with your sleep. I heard. These people are not professionals. They're just hired at $15 an hour to assist you as best they can, but they don't know what they're doing. And so to have a test to come in where somebody can take this test first and then feel confident about going and just asking for what they need, instead of feeling apprehensive that they don't want to go talk to the stoner hippie at the counter, and that's why people haven't got a med card. I am huge on people staying away from pills if they can help it. I've always have been. They destroy you. And so if I can keep people from going to those pills with a simple DNA test and some cannabis, that's you were asking me earlier, that's my mission. If I were to have a mission for humanity and I could help and I had the time to do it, that's what I would do. And I have been doing, which is why snake oil CBD always pissed me off, because people would try it and they would spend a ton of money trying it, trying to get away from what the doctor's telling them to do because they realize there's a disconnect. They try a few and they don't work. And so they go back to the pills because the pills worked. The insurance paid for it. The doctor said it was okay. I mean, it sounds like a brew of good soup, right? Mm-hmm. So to have somebody dissuaded from getting a medical card because the dispensary makes them nervous, this now takes it out of the equation, and it empowers people to actually know what's going on with them first, and then they go talk to somebody about it. Because they've already had to talk to 3 people about what's going on with them, like their whole life history, especially like their interview to get their med card. They have to disclose what's going on. It's like, how many times does somebody want to say I'm shitting out my ass uncontrollably and I can't help it? Like, people don't want to talk about it over and over and over, right? Mm-hmm. Sorry about the grossness, but
you're good.
This will empower people to know exactly what's like. You cannot refute DNA. Mm-hmm. You can be all about no science over here and science over here, but you got to meet in the middle and know that DNA does not lie. Yeah, it doesn't. And so anyway, it'll empower the people that are apprehensive to do this in the first place, just simply because they think the culture at the dispensary is that of the stoner hippie guy on the other side, not really knowing what they actually need. Like, can you imagine being 65 years old, sweet, cute little grandma, been Mormon your whole life, but now you need cannabis. You need it. You have to have it if you want to live. But the only thing that's stopping you is you don't want to go talk to somebody on the other side of the counter about what's going on with you. Who's going to want to talk in the public with somebody 6 feet that way and somebody 6 feet, oh, well, I've got all these things. Nobody's going to do that.
Instead, you just go in and say, I need grape vape. And,
exactly.
I need Bubba Kush. And they'll just give it to you. And also, there's 15 dispensaries in Utah. So people don't realize that it's good to get a card, and it's good to go to a dispensary, because you're just building it out for our future full legalization. That's the ultimate goal, is for the federal government not to be over us anymore. And the way to do that is to just build our numbers and just keep that robust support amongst our community. But the dispensaries also deliver. So people don't realize they can live in Price, Utah, or wherever, and it gets delivered in a Tesla from Dragonfly or Wholesome. They deliver it, and right to your doorstep. So
now you don't have to talk to the guy.
Yeah,
that's great. How long until we get this in the dispensary?
So I met with the health department director, and the thing is for it to go into a dispensary, we just need a little bit of a law change. So we're working on that. I'm definitely advocating to have it in a dispensary, but right now it's going to be in clinics, and also you can order online. You can order it through me. You can order on Facebook, any of those channels. But right now it's not in dispensaries. Hopefully 30 days to 2 months.
So when a patient goes into a dispensary here in Utah, because we're in Salt Lake City, Utah right now, let me step back a little bit, because I got a lot of national and international listeners. Is this technology available all nationwide?
It is. It's a little bit harder to get, but it's available global. Okay. So right now, the CEO of my parent company is in Brazil, and he's working with Brazil to get the whole country tested or swabbed before they get their cannabis. So it's becoming part of the framework there. But yep, it's definitely, it's available everywhere. There's several different places that do it. But yes.
And you don't have to be a patient.
Mm-mm.
That's awesome. Now, with this technology being available for the people that have their card, right, when they go in and get it, is there information? Now, I know it can't be in the actual pharmacies, but is there information for people to say, hey, we can narrow this thing down and get you the perfect product? Is that information seen?
So I'm working on getting it out there. Putting QR codes up. I'm working, just barely today talked to Empathetics, so they already have them on hand, or we'll be able to order them for you. We have QR codes and links, but
she's trying to spread the word.
I'm just a one-man team.
It's been like 2 weeks.
People on. Yes, it's been about a month.
Something like that. So it's just gonna take time.
And so I met Calvin Johnson at the All-Star event, right? And do you know who he is?
Mm-mm.
He's a Hall of Famer football player, Calvin Johnson.
Okay.
Well, he's interested in it. So
What
he
football
has
team?
Primitive,
What football team?
the Lions.
Wag.
I know.
That's why we didn't know.
Yeah,
I still
exactly.
like him.
Calvin, no disrespect. I'm wearing the Detroit Tigers hat right now, but
And Rob
no
Sims.
disrespect.
Do you know Rob Sims?
Is
It
he?
sounds familiar, right?
I just remember Sam Gill, or what's his district attorney's name?
Tim Gill.
Well, these
That's-
are sports. These are sports.
So you got a football player with notoriety.
So and he has Primitive. So Primitive is his line. They have dispensaries. They're cannabis advocates. He's been using cannabis for pain from all of his football injuries. So we're working out a partnership now. I'm talking to his manager a couple times a week, and I'd love to get his face like on a box and do a performance line type testing. So what's best for your performance, your endurance, testing for those kind of things, because really it's limitless what can be done. They've just, with this new patent, it's unleashed so many more scientific opportunities in genomes and sequencing the whole genome, which hasn't been done before. So, yeah.
To the people, when you were talking about Brazil and Brazil making it a law that you have to get swabbed before you get this medicine, I can instantly see the conspiracy theories.
Right.
They're stealing my information. They're going to clone me.
First of all, we will delete your information immediately upon giving you your report if you request. But yes, continue. I know there's a whole.
What's the feeling on this? How do you guys talk to this thing? Because it's a true thing, man. Like, we see goats being copied. We see a lot of things happen with the labs. I mean, we've heard about the whole pandemic that just happened, and we heard that it came from a lab. So people could be apprehensive about swabbing.
Right. And I don't know how serious they should be about making it a part of a law. I don't think the government should be involved in this at all. Right now, the United States, we have no government involved in, they don't release any DNA to the government, to the police, nothing.
So they say.
Well,
Conspiracy.
this is why I have her. Just to
I know. I was apprehensive about the Ancestry.com stuff, right? Everybody's like, oh, just learn where you come from. I'm like, I'm not giving them my DNA. And then I forgot I went to prison and they already have it. So I was like, well, I guess I'll do it. Send that sample in. Anyway, sorry.
So DNA, you guys are safe about this thing. All the labs are right here in the United States of America.
Yes.
Got a patent.
Yes.
Who would be your competitor? Do you have a competitor?
Not in Utah. And I don't know the other company's name. It's something Genie.
Well, we don't need to name them.
Nope.
Well, they're way more expensive and they take a lot longer anyways. But yeah, it's something that's new, which is really exciting for me. I love innovative things and opportunities. So I'm excited for the psychedelic psilocybin tests to come out.
And how far are we from that?
Less than 6 months.
Wow. So it sounds like you came in at the right time to do this thing.
Yep. Well, I've been sitting on this for about 8 months, and that was part of why I left Quintessence, is I wasn't able to work on it and give it my full attention like I needed to. So now we can get rocking and rolling.
And you're from a small town. A small town right here in Utah.
Emery County.
I wasn't gonna name it, but all right. What does your family think about this this thing that could be taboo in a lot of situations?
My family thinks everything I do is extra, over the top. They're just wondering when I'm going to come to my senses and go work at a factory as a line attendant or whatever. They're not really supportive. They don't really care. But I'm trying to grow outside of the box. And so, for instance, my son he's 16. He's always been a STEM kid. He's half Asian, so I think it's also in his genes. But he's very, he's just amazingly smart. So I've made it one of his chores that he needs to take ChatGPT classes and become well-versed in AI. because he's going to be needed. That's going to be needed. Right now, companies would love to hire someone who's well versed in AI and just to figure out their systems with ChatGPT. And I think that we need to grow with society. You know, we need to keep growing as a community to become all the things. Sorry, I just lost it there for a minute. You guys are looking at me so intensely.
I feel you. I feel you. I think that what you're doing is groundbreaking, and to do it in a way that isn't accepted in a lot of places. So I can only imagine being this small town girl with dreams that are bigger than that small town. I can imagine that there'd be a lot of apprehensive thoughts and doubts and things like that. And to know that people are doubting you, I would assume that it burns that fire.
Right. Yep. It does. And that once a week, you know, laying in bed, even myself, and I, like last night, second guessing so many things, but it doesn't happen very often. So I have to remind myself, like, you know what, 6 out of 7 days, I am pumped for this. So I'm going to have some of my, you know, smaller insecurities about what people think or whatever. But really, it just comes down to believing in it 100%. So
have you done
Yes.
this?
Yes, and my test results come back today, and I haven't been able to like sit down with the counselor and get them. So I'm going to do that after podcast.
I'm interested to see if the strain that you were using
Right.
is the one that you're going to be using.
Oh, I'm going to find it. I wonder what it is. I feel like it's my twin flame, whatever it is. It loves me. I love it. I can't wait to know its name.
Meant to be together.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
I have not done it. I just got word about it about a week ago, and so I am looking forward to it. I honestly don't know if I will, just because I like.
Okay,
the,
we can let her leave.
I like the mystery. I like the trial and error. No, I'm kidding. I'll do it. Why not?
I think that is perfect, especially for those people that need that extra help, right? Like for me, I'm not a casual user. I'm not somebody that medicates. I don't feel like I'm there, right? But with this technology, knowing that, hey, if you take this is the perfect thing for you. You're not going to be paranoid, and you're not going to have certain side effects. This is going to be for you. So I feel like I'm the perfect candidate for this technology and to narrow it down to what I need.
Heck yeah.
Let's get you one.
Yep.
Now, when you talked about the other company, the parent company, look, she's texting her baby daddy, YouTube
No.
gang.
I'm trying to pull up my list of indications. Hold on.
She hasn't done the podcast before.
It's my first day.
All my YouTube folks are yelling right now. They're commenting right now. Look at her on her phone. You were talking about the competitor and how expensive they are. I don't know if there's a dollar amount, but what's like, how affordable is this?
So it's $199 for the test. That's with your genetic counseling and everything. And then if you've already had an ancestry test or a 23andMe test, it's only $50. So you just basically log in and upload, and you get your information the same day. And then I have several discounts too that I'm offering. So we can do.
I think you need to say that one more time for the people in the back, because there's millions of people that have ordered Ancestry.com. Say it one more time.
$50.
$50.
$50. So,
and then you can go get your med card at Mountain West Medical for $50 until May 6th.
YouTube people, I got to pull my phone out and look for, I want to tell you all of the different things that are in the 52.
Do your thing.
So just keep talking.
Do your thing. Do your thing. Okay, so very affordable. Does insurance help with anything? Is this something that insurance can help out with?
Not yet.
Okay. So it's coming, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Okay.
I wouldn't bet on it. Let's give proper expectations, guys.
It could, though. You never know.
I mean, maybe as a lab test eventually, but with it being one lab that does it, they're going to have to contract with insurance companies for a cheaper rate, and I just don't know if that can be a thing for them.
And so insurance and
maybe
federal,
in a decade,
if
it becomes like a normal 52 panel test like everything else, maybe once everybody else does it.
What I am working on is getting non-credit check funding, so a firm. Things like that. Pay a $25 payment, and you have it paid off in 6 months or 8 months.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, without having your credit ran. So I'll have some options like that probably in the next month or two.
What's the name of your company again?
MyBioCode DNA.
And where did that come from? What did this name come? Because I feel like this is the hardest thing when you start a business. What are we calling ourselves?
Right.
And what's the logo look like?
Right.
Yep, I made the logo myself, which I'm proud of. But with the name, it was a phone call between me and 4 people. So one of them was the Utah Patients Coalition, Des Hennessy and Alyssa Smells. They're kind of like my consultants. They're making their lobbying firm. And so we're kind of working together on just bouncing ideas back and forth. And we had one of them searching up names and one of them looking on, checking the LLCs, checking the different, whether the websites are available. And that was the one that we landed on that I liked the most. And so we went with it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect. I think it's professional, but yet like, you can see it on a billboard. You know what I mean?
I wanted to call it Trista Loomis Test, but it's fine.
Is that your maiden name?
No, I don't talk about my maiden name. It's not cute. It's early.
What's your middle name? No, just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't say it.
Social.
You shouldn't even have said your maiden name.
Right.
Oh. I don't know. Look, I don't.
Isn't Loomis another like DNA company?
It's a bank.
Oh yeah, Loomis Bank. Oh yeah, I always see those guys. The little
The
Loomis
truck.
trunks.
Yep.
I always thought about robbing one of those.
Same.
Like,
My mind always goes there,
Like
though.
the guy just walks in with the vest. There's only one of them. There's
Yeah.
not 2. You could take him.
How hard is it? I've seen
I've,
Den of
I've
Thieves.
seen the movies.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks pretty hard.
When you were in prison, did they ever talk about like? Did you guys ever like game plan like like shit? Like when I get out of here, you know how easy it would be to take a Loomis truck?
No, those conversations were at the other tables.
Oh, okay.
I tried to change my life and never wind up there again. So I went to church a lot. I got a lot of tattoos afterward. I was Christian for a minute, but it really saved my life in prison at the time. So it's fine. I don't really believe any of it now, but no, I didn't. I was not playing spades, talking about how to, my next lick and all that shit. No, I never want to go back to that place, bro, ever. Nothing to me is worth it. I'll be a scrounge and a scrub before I ever go back to prison.
How do you think Trista would do in prison?
Ask her how she did.
I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't say it.
Yep.
Listen, it's a life experience, not anything to brag about, right? It's a life experience, though.
46-minute mark. Text me that.
Okay.
Just in case.
It's all about life experience, and look at what people can do afterward.
Mm-hmm.
So
she might not want to talk about it, but look what this BZ's doing afterward,
I
right?
actually worked on a training program for my old drug court officer, and I got a hold of my old AP&P officer, and it was cool because I got to be able to teach them, and it was a beautiful experience. Like, honestly, I ran someone over on accident 10 years ago. Just their foot. I just say the whole, just for the drama, just their foot, but I didn't stop, and I just kept going, and I was in my addiction, so I have been, I don't want to go into all this, but I've been clean from heroin
don't do it
since
if you don't have-
2011.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that's great.
December.
That's great. You know what? I got people for that. Watch this.
Woo! Okay, sorry.
Those ones are whistling.
Yeah. So, with that experience, is there any importance on maybe bringing what you ladies do, to that community?
So, yeah, because you can have your cannabis card if you're on drug court. If you just got out of prison and you're on parole, you can have your medical cannabis card. So there's
As long as it's state, not federal.
not federal. But yeah,
But yeah, you can have it.
a lot of people
It'll
don't
help everybody.
realize that. I think in the smaller towns too, they tend to not disclose that information. So people don't realize that you can have cannabis. You can use your cannabis and just leave your drug court class. Just walk out of counseling that you're in for drugs. It's a medication.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that seeing all of the different things that are tested for and making sure that people with schizophrenia aren't using it, or if they are, that they're using it wisely.
Mm-hmm.
And people that
Why you mention people with schizo?
Because
that's mostly the people in jail.
no, because 50% of people that end up in the emergency room after using cannabis, which is a very small percentage of people, but 50% of those people end up being diagnosed with schizophrenia that was dormant. And so it can, what's the word?
I don't know.
it can bring it out. It can make it express
Exacerbate.
itself. Something.
Yeah.
So that's something that if you're in the cannabis community, you kind of know already, at least on the clinical side. That's an indication that we wouldn't approve for when I was with Quintessence for medical cannabis. So it screens those people out. There's not a lot of them, but you still would want to know, because the chances of using cannabis and then having an episode or a relapse with hearing things or with their side effects wouldn't be fun.
I always wondered, like, when you are behind bars and you're in the system, you are still given medication, but you're not given this medication. I never understood that.
I think they're federally run though, right? Most prisons are
What about state jails?
Never mind.
That's what
They
I'm
are
saying.
state
They're
prison.
private.
So they have to, they would just have to recognize it as a medicine themselves internally.
But they don't.
And I bet nobody's even tried.
Well, I don't know why they would. I mean, well, it's just like anything else where people put the pill in the side of their mouth and they hold on to them. They would do the same thing with flower, but they wouldn't have any way to, like, well, I guess they would, because we figured it out, but or they figured out. I don't know. That's a really good question. Why they don't?
That's going to be a good thing to.
Because you can have your med card on parole, on probation state. So why? Maybe that's the next thing we do.
Yeah.
Huh.
I need 10%. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, if you go to Warden and you say, Warden, I know these people are in here. They need help. A lot of them are on medication that make them sleep all day and
Roland Cook.
Yes.
That's his name. Roland Cook.
Do we need to edit that out?
Yes.
50-minute mark.
Public official.
But I feel like that's where you go to Warden and you say, hey, we got this technology that can narrow it down for our patients, to where if they get this, I think they get vapes now. They don't even get cigarettes no more, tobacco in prison, I don't think.
They haven't for over a decade.
I think it's just vape, right?
Nothing.
I don't even think they have vape.
No nicotine.
Nothing. Okay. But they still get all the anxiety pills and all that other pills.
Seroquel.
All of that.
What are the harsh ones?
They still get all that.
Yeah, they're comatose half the time.
I'm on an antidepressant that I've been on for 10 years that I got on in prison.
Trista, she's sharing a lot today.
I know. We're going to decide afterwards what we feel about this.
It's okay. It's okay.
So-
but I would love to be off of it, you know.
But
So
that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, now we got the genetic testing. We got the test that can help out with these people that need the help. Let us come in. Let's do it.
Like, how much more proof do we need that this is a medicine, right? Now we have all these offsets, right? We have other companies that are now creating things because it's a verified medicine. Now we have DNA tests for it. How much more proof do they need?
Yeah.
And I want to let you guys know just a couple things that are in the test, because I just barely found it. That way I could put my phone away.
I've been stalling for 25 minutes
Oh,
now.
thank you. Okay, so a couple things that we screen
I
for
can only
or
be so
look
funny.
at are I'm gonna just name through them. Okay, there's 52.
Hold on. Back up. What are we looking at now?
So this is in the DNA test, things that are screened. So it's not just telling you your strain.
Okay.
But I wanted to go jump into it because I have my phone out this whole time.
Absolutely.
I got this page up. So we screen for PTSD, stress, reactivity to stress while using cannabis, ADHD, impulsivity while using cannabis, like the chances that you're going to do some impulsive shit. That's what it's testing.
I already know that answer.
Is that including like impulsive buying?
Oh, yes, it's in there.
Okay.
So, because who doesn't get stoned at night in Amazon shop? I have a Facebook Marketplace problem. I just ask everybody if it's available. Then the next day they get back to me and I don't want it anymore.
Trista, I got a very serious question for you. Can I ask you a personal question?
Oh, yeah.
How often do you get scammed?
I haven't really, I'm paranoid a little bit, but
I feel like you'd be like, Princess and Munda. All right, I'll send you $3,000.
well, here's the thing.
Give me 40 of them.
My dad did
Brenda.
mail order brides growing up, and I watched him get catfished and scammed my whole life.
Did any of them come
He's
through?
still getting, I had several stepmoms, but they only stayed for a few months.
Hold on, mail
now-
order from where?
Russia, Ukraine, Romania.
Were they bad?
They were bad. Ooh.
Damn.
They were like 25, 23.
Fire. I didn't know that was a real
I had
thing.
a Russian stepsister. She was 6.
Sikvana. What was her
Weird.
name?
Nastya.
Nastia. Okay. It's always like Stefana, Nastia, Nadia. It's always something like that.
Right?
So I'm not scammed too much.
Okay.
Just a regular amount as most people.
All right. What else do we check for? She got to unlock her Android phone.
Okay, schizophrenia, inflammatory bowel disease, gluten sensitivity. So if you've ever just wondered, like I've kind of wondered, do I have a gluten sensitivity? But I don't really think I do enough to go get tested. It's in there, so
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really good to
kind of
know.
looking forward to it. Lactose intolerance, your chances of opioid dependence, cocaine dependence, alcohol dependence.
How would you naturally
How do
be
you
dependent?
know? Yeah, how would they know that? I wonder from a DNA test
So
if
I
you're.
think they look at, so there's things like your fear extinction. Fear extinction is really just a fancy name for controlling your anxiety, right? So they're testing markers that we don't even realize are markers in something. So fear extinction is a part of anxiety, which is created by, this, and this. And so I don't know their exact science. They're pretty nifty.
Cool.
If you have cyclic vomiting, migraines, bruxism. So the owner of the company didn't realize he's ground his teeth. He was a teeth grinder. And then he got his test and it told him that he had the predisposition to grind his teeth. And like 6 months later, he was at the dentist and the dentist told him he needed to stop grinding his teeth and that he has to now wear a mouth guard. So it'll just tell you what's going on. But your psychomotor skills when using cannabis, as well as the effect of it on fibromyalgia pain, if you have that. Just rheumatoid arthritis and osteoporosis is also in there.
Everything.
Yeah, so it's a full health test, really.
Damn. That's it. You need to get this. And we can get it today, right?
Yes.
And how do we get it?
So you can Google, Instagram, and Facebook BioCode DNA LLC, or just BioCode DNA. You can message me directly, Trista Loomis, and I have the links on all of those pages. So if you go, you'll just click on the link in the bio, and you'll be able to just purchase it right there. It takes 2 minutes.
So, is this the only thing that your company does currently?
Niche DNA testing, but currently, like the ones I carry are the cannabis, and autism will be about 2 more weeks. So
Awesome.
I'm excited for the autism one.
Do you have to get licensing and stuff or like certifications?
Yeah, I have certifications, but it's kind of like reselling. I have an MD, so I'm lucky because of my, past that I have a medical director that's available for me. So there's tests that you can't get if you're a consumer. You can't just call up genomics and get a test for something. So I can get those and then I can resell them. So it's a reseller type situation. With the birth control one, that's a whole different beast on its own, and it's my baby. But with that one, it'll be licensed to me.
When you say with the birth control one, is it using this to find out what birth control you can take?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
For somebody that birth control doesn't work for.
Right? I didn't even think I got into all of that. It was the reason why I wanted to do the test.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about that myself too, because it made me feel like pretty cuckoo when I took it in my young 20s, and I haven't touched it since.
Yep.
Just
See?
because
I cry all the
I
time.
really don't want to go there.
Pregnancy's a beautiful thing, though, for
It
men.
is.
There ain't nothing more beautiful than a pregnant woman. Y'all glow.
Except for I was with the twins. I was huge.
Yeah,
It's 37. I used to look so young. It drained me of everything I had in me, and it's totally worth it.
You were 37 with twins?
Yeah,
God
I was
damn, you were
37
old.
when I had. I know,
Shit.
old as dirt.
But look at her skin.
No,
All right.
you're shining.
Thank.
You want to try to win some money?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Dre, would you calm down for a moment and just let me talk? Just at this point, you're just rambling. All right. What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Will Wonder, and I have a podcast called The Will Wonder Pod. I know, super original name, but I promise you'll love it. We talk sports, we talk music, and generally have some really interesting interviews with people that are doing some really cool things. So make sure you check it out wherever you get your podcast. Once again, that is the Will Wonder Pod. All right, Dre, go on about your business, whatever the fuck you were talking about.
This is one of the biggest moments of your life. Walking across that stage, getting that diploma, seeing the smiling faces, People tearing up all because of you. You got to be presentable, right? Well, before you cross that stage, make sure you get cut up right with Boogie Down Barbershop. Whether if you just need a haircut, your beard worked on, your eyebrows done, we got you. Because this most important part of your life deserves to be remembered in style. Book your appointment right now at boogiedownbarbershop.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media at the Boogie Down Barber.
What?
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 What is that noise?
Okay, so we do this thing called What's That Noise? I'm going to play a noise, and if you can guess what the noise is, and if you can get it right, I'm playing the headphones.
Oh, okay.
If you can get it right, I'll send both. It's a total of $50. I'll send you both 25.
Okay.
You guys got Square Cash, Venmo, or something like that?
All of it.
Perfect. Okay, you at home, you can play as well. 385-240-4666 is the number. Shoot a text. You can leave a voice note as well. Are you ready for the noise?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here is your noise.
Can't say what I thought it was in the beginning.
You can say whatever you
Somebody,
want.
it's somebody jacking off.
It's not somebody jacking off.
I thought it was a cat drinking
Hold on.
milk.
What the heck is that?
You ready?
Do it again.
Okay, here you go.
It's like some kind of suction something. Like I just imagine somebody going like this or like this or like like I'm trying to think of
385-240-4666 is the number for What's That Noise.
Let's get it one more time.
Guess this noise. Okay, Trista says she needs it again.
One more time.
it's a suction cup of something, some kind.
Tapping a key.
No, it's like
Any guesses? A tough noise. What do you want to guess?
I can't even guess what that is because it literally sounded like somebody masturbating at first.
It's not somebody masturbating.
You're bunky.
Was that a reoccurrence? Would you always hear your bunkie get busy?
No, I heard her snoring the whole time, and I was like, dunk, 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 dunk. I'm like, if I'm gonna be up, you're gonna be up. I do not understand how people snore so loud when they're half awake and half asleep. Like this Beezy was not even asleep all the way, and so loud.
Maybe she had the test. She can figure it out. Why do you snore so
Get
loud?
it to her, right? I don't know, but yeah, I put the kibosh on that real quick.
What's the guess?
I don't even have a guess. You better have a guess. I don't have a guess.
Cat drinking milk or someone pushing
Oh, it
a
could be a cat drinking something.
key on a keyboard.
No, it sounds too squishy. Like there's something rubber. There's some kind of device that somebody's got.
Plunging the floor. Maybe they're plunging the floor.
No, it's too shallow of a noise.
You want to hear it one more time?
Yeah.
385-240-4666 is the number for What's That
Close
Noise.
my eyes.
You at home, you got a chance to win $50 if these ladies don't steal it from you.
It's something in a car. Maybe.
Definitely at a gas station, or they're outside when they're filming it. What the? I don't know.
This is a fresh noise, by
Are
the
you
way.
gonna tell us?
I just got it. I just got this noise. I'm not gonna tell you. People at home could win.
Yeah, I still got a guess. Yeah.
I need a guess. Just throw anything out there.
It's
gave
something that he
two.
could keep in the car. Sounds like, unless he had it in the house and he walked outside and
What
filmed it.
about, could it be a blinker? It's not
No.
A blinker.
A
No,
little too fast for
it's something rubber. It's something with suction, and it's something that. It's something rubber with suction. I just don't know what the hell it would be. Like a.
So typically, when I have guests and there's multiple, I need one answer. But because I like where this is going, I'll accept separate answers. So if you get it, I'll give you the 50. But if you get it, I'll give you the 50. Trista, can I get your answer?
I'm just gonna do a cat drinking milk.
That is not right.
It's a fleshlight.
It's a fleshlight.
Fat
Was that
machine.
what you like? You jerk off with? Never had that before.
I'm still on it, I guess. I don't know.
That's crazy that you know what that sounds like. That's wild.
Why
That's
is that crazy?
That's mad
I'm
crazy.
a grown ass woman.
But you don't have a dick. I don't think.
No.
Okay.
Well, proverbially. I have one of the biggest ones on the planet, I've heard, and steel balls, but no.
Yo, have you seen the video of the Bud Light where the dude goes to drink a Bud Light and he ends up having a dick in his mouth?
No.
And it's huge. It's like 15 inches. It's huge. It's a massive dick.
No.
Big.
Nope.
They're just on air.
watched
They're just-
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. No, it's not a fleshlight.
Okay.
Okay.
You knew what it was, too. You didn't question what it was.
No, of course I knew what
Putting
it was.
it on me.
You have a chance to win the $50. 385-240-4666 for What's That Noise?
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy,
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
If you're a sports athlete looking for a mouthguard to protect your pearly whites, look no further than All Sports Mouthguards.
All Sports Mouthguards, located in West Jordan, Utah. Come visit us 1385 West, 9000 South in West Jordan, Utah. We offer high quality, made in the USA, custom molded and custom designed mouthguards.
Okay, so I asked questions. I asked the people of the internet, yo, send me your questions. I got a podcast coming up. Send me your questions. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I got these questions. And questions is actually powered by the good folks over at Fierce Fighting Championship number 5 at the Mountain View High School in Orem, Saturday, May 13th. Pro Super Fight lightweight bout by Gominguez versus Trumbo. Doors open at 4 o'clock. Fight start at 5. Tickets are available right now at fiercefightingchampionship.com. I might be DJing that, by the way, so you might see your boy out there. Come out and watch some fights. Okay, first question came through from Sharif in Brooklyn, New York. Shout out to Sharif. If you know a friend is doing something foul to another friend, do you tell?
I encourage them to talk to each other. I would tell the one person, look, you have got to talk to this person. You guys, otherwise it's going to be on me and I don't want to get involved.
Sounds like you already did get involved by saying that.
Damn it. Well,
So what do you do?
My circle is small and that wouldn't happen. So I don't know what I would do because I don't.
You never been in that situation where two friends have something going on and the other one don't know?
I mean, like a really long time ago, yeah.
How did you handle that situation?
Stay the fuck out of it. That ain't my business. If it's something that's like gonna hurt somebody, I'll definitely figure out a way to figure it out. But if it's not harming anybody and it's just other people's stuff, like I don't see the need to get involved. It's like what I was talking about with you earlier. It's like you just look like the drama queen anyway. You just look like the shit starter. You just look like you're the one. Like I don't get involved in stuff like that because of that.
seeing me, I'd be like, you two are friends, so you guys got to act like friends or else
Right.
you can't be my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I wouldn't be able to feel like I could trust the person if our third friend can't trust. But I don't even have friends.
Exactly.
So this is kind of a strange topic as well because I don't have friends.
Circle small for that reason, though, for real.
I appreciate your question, Sharif. I think that it's a delicate situation but I hold the word friend, I hold that true, right? I hold that very true. I have acquaintances, but there's a like you said, keep your circle small. There's a small amount of people that I truly say friend. So if I have a real true friend and another friend that's doing another friend foul, or I see something about to happen, I might ruin a relationship, but I'm gonna be like, yo, you're fucking up. Don't be doing homeboy like that or homegirl like that. You know what I mean? And then if they take it some type of way, then it is what it is. We don't have a long time on this planet. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, hey, if I lose a friend, I lose a friend. When you're in your 30s and your 40s, you don't got time to bullshit.
Right.
You ain't got time. So it is what it is. If I lose a friend, I lose a friend. I've lost countless friends. For what?
Right.
You know what I mean? So Sharif, I appreciate that. Shout out to Brooklyn, by the way. Ashley O in Ogden. When's the last time you cried? That's a good question. I think the last time I had a serious cry was probably 2018 when my sister passed away. I think that was my last time I like had a good cry. I think that was the last time.
I cry a lot. I have a lot of emotions that have to come out. And when you're raised, and especially as men, you feel like you can't cry because it's not being strong, right? Crying is a physical thing that's happening because of your emotions that need to come out. And so and I learned this a lot just recently, like in my old age, I wish I would have known this my whole life, because I used to hold it in and stuff it down, thinking that I'm not strong, I shouldn't cry, I should just get over it, I should outrun it, outrun everything. That's all I ever did. Lots of trauma, outrun it. So that's why I cry a lot now, because cannabis brings up those old traumatic feelings, and they have to come out. And the biggest way to do it is to cry. Why not cry? Crying is so good for you. It's negative energy literally leaving your body. You have to do it. You have to. So I would say that I cried 3 days ago. It's necessary. Anybody who doesn't think that, just call me and I'll talk to you, because we all should be doing it, even men.
Yeah.
Even in public.
I think that public.
I did in the airport just the other day. My son went back to his house to his home in Washington, and the walk used to be really short with the old airport, because he was just right up the escalator right at the Alaska terminal, right? So like when I left him, I would start crying, but it was like a 10-second walk to get out of the airport, so no big deal. This time it was like a half a mile, and so I turn around and it just starts coming out. Like I can't stop it because it's a thing. It's just a normal thing when I drop my son off and he goes back to Washington, but now I'm walking a half a mile through the airport, but like this, like I'm not caring. Because why? Who cares? They're all strangers. I'm letting out emotions that I need to let out at the time, or they're just going to get stuffed down and I'm going to go do crazy stuff. Anyway, didn't mean to get on a cry kick, but yeah, it was just the other day.
I think I cried a couple weeks ago because I have 5 and 6 year old daughters.
Now that you changed the level of your seat, now pull that mic down a little bit. There you go. Boom.
Right there. My girls were driving me crazy, and I think I got a little in the dramatics and cried a little just to get through to them that they needed to stop fighting. It was driving me crazy, and they are just super difficult when it comes to getting along. And I shed some tears, but I think real crying doesn't happen enough for me. I've got some pretty big shell and walls and all the things that I can't remember the last time I cried. Now I feel like crying over that.
Cry tonight. Don't cry here. You make me cry.
Right.
Now I just feel depressed.
Right?
All right, Ashley, I appreciate that. Shout out to my Ogden folks. Samantha and Sandy, what food franchise would you bring to Utah?
PDQ.
The fuck is that?
Pretty darn quick. They are a fast food place that has salads in there in Florida.
Ooh. Like loaded salads?
Yeah, like all the salads. And they got sandwiches and all the things, but they got salads. They're
Pretty
fast
damn
food.
quick.
And Crispers.
Heck yeah.
What's a crisper?
Crispers is the best chicken, but it's a salad place as well in Florida.
I would bring Jack in the Crack.
It's coming already.
Oh.
Jack in the Box?
Yeah.
It is?
2100 South State Street.
What?
Right next to the subway.
Okay. That's the only one I would think of. And really, it's just for their $1 chicken sandwich. It's so good.
Not tacos.
Bro, don't get me started on tacos. You cannot call them tacos. They're not.
They're fire, though.
They're not.
They're fire.
Bro, they're sitting in a warmer for like hours. They're chunky and anyway.
I want some tacos.
Limp lettuce. They're not. They shouldn't even be able to allowed to call them tacos. And I'm not even a Mexican.
So just the chicken sandwich. That's the only thing you like.
Yes, that's the only thing I can remember. It's been so long. And the curly fries.
They're coming.
But yeah, the chicken sandwich reminds me of the one they used to serve in high school. That's why I like it. It's like a nostalgia thing for me. And I dip it in ketchup.
Boom.
It's delicious.
Were you born and raised in Utah?
Hell no.
When you
Way
said,
too much culture to be from here.
Okay, so when you said high school, mind you, at high school. What state?
I went to high school in Washington.
State?
State. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then they have Jack in the Box everywhere there.
Yeah, they do.
Veins.
Yeah. I literally moved 2 weeks after they legalized weed. I waited my whole life for it to be legalized. smoked it under the radar, whatever. And then 2 weeks after they legalize it, I moved to Utah to wait 10 more years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just to be legal. I mean, I didn't wait to consume, but waited to be legal. So anyway,
I think I would want a Burgerville. So I lived in Portland for 10 years, and there's a spot called Burgerville. I guess the equivalent would be Arctic Circle, I guess you would say. But it's like very much 60s greaser, got a jukebox.
Like Hardee's. Isn't it Hardee's like that?
Well, yeah, like I guess you would say Hardee's, but less. I feel like Hardee's is kind of like that next level up. This one is like Burgerville, just fire. It was so good. So I would say Burgerville. I'd like to see a Burgerville come to Utah. We got a Shake Shack here. We got In-N-Out.
Shake Shack's
We
good.
got Mr. Beast burgers on DoorDash.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck's a Beast Burger?
Mr. Beast, he's the YouTuber.
What?
Google it.
Fucking nerd.
I don't watch enough TV, I guess.
I don't watch any TV. I DoorDash though.
Oh, that's right. But it's ice cream, you DoorDash. It's not food.
My son.
DoorDash, too expensive, man. It's like,
No, not if you have the yearly subscription and then you do 20% off.
shit, you're serious about this.
I hate going places.
Trista, are you single?
Yes.
This makes sense. This makes sense. This makes total sense.
I know how to cook bomb though.
No,
Not
you
for
don't.
myself. I don't cook
lie.
for myself.
Don't lie. Don't lie right now. You do not know how to
I
cook.
could barbecue anything better than you.
That's a fucking lie.
No, I promise you. I've won some.
What's your go-to?
For barbecuing? Steak always. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, I know, right? It's just it's steak though. It's it's amazing.
Try not to fuck up chicken on the grill and then come talk to me.
Corn on the
When you
cob.
can cook chicken on a grill
I make biscuits
blindfold
and
and know
gravy.
it's done by the smell, let me know because that's what I'm on.
I will
I
kick your
cannot
ass
fuck chicken up.
with some biscuits
Let's
and
barbecue.
gravy.
No.
I used to make it on
Hold on though.
every Sunday.
I got game in this. You just said the magic word. That's my favorite
Yeah,
on a
of
barbecue.
all, not on a barbecue, but just favorite meal of all time.
biscuits and gravy.
Hell yeah.
With some eggs or what?
Eggs, get it on a bagel,
Mm.
on a plain bagel, just toast it and then put the eggs and the biscuits gravy on that instead of a biscuit. So good.
I've
Like
never done the bagel.
I'll do it on hash browns. Like I come up with so many biscuits, like in a burrito.
You know what that sounds like? Straight up stoner food.
Of course. Of course it is.
That's hilarious. All right. Samantha, thank you for your question. All right, last one. Casey in Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to Atlanta.
I love it.
How important is recognition? It's a good question. It's a serious question. Because when you think about being a creative, when you think about working for a passion that's helping out thousands of people, millions of people, sometimes it's very much important to be like, hey, like I really helped with passing this bill, or I helped bring this to Utah, or I helped these people get this. So what does that mean to you? How important is recognition?
I think it's fairly important for sure, especially if it's something you believe in. If it's something that I don't really care about that I did, maybe it's less important. But I'm applying this to my now situation, and I think it's up there.
For sure. For me, it doesn't matter to me either way. It really doesn't. So like all the things that I do online for cannabis, that's just what I put out there. But the majority of the meat of what I do in helping people, I don't even post. So for me, it's a byproduct of wanting to help. I really could give a crap if people call me the Canna Queen or they call me like whatever. Sometimes I'll be in public and I'll be at Harmon's and somebody be like, dude, I follow you on Facebook. You're the weed lady. Like it's weird to me. It's totally weird because all I want to do is normalize. So the recognition, I feel like just is a byproduct, and then you get your haters because of it, or the people that follow you and copy everything you do for that recognition. But for me, I really could give a shit. Really could.
She's so pure of heart.
That sound like a shock to somebody specific. They copy me.
I mean, I do have people that copy what I do and
We
that
all do.
follow what I do, and it's weird, but at the same time, people are like, oh, it should be a compliment, but I still think it's weird. Like, get your own steez. Like, I'm just in my lane. Like, why are you trying to be in my lane? You should be in your lane. Do what you do, not copycat what I do.
But doesn't that still bring a whole bunch of awareness, right?
It does.
So it kind of...
But it could bring more if they would get in their own lane, because that's already my lane.
It's
and
the same
I
lane.
got it fucking handled.
That's the same lane. Awareness about
It's the same amount of people, though. So it's the same people that follow me that will follow that person. So is it more awareness or is it just copycat shit? Because if it was, they'd be going down a different road and finding new people to influence and inform, not the same people that I have already got on board with it.
But aren't you?
Right?
I think if I'm in your position, my goal is to influence more people and new people, not the people that are already touched.
Right. So copycat stuff shouldn't happen because it's just influencing the same people, the same pool of people.
But doesn't that make sense?
That pool and go
Exactly.
get you another pool.
Well,
So
then
if
that makes me go get a new pool.
Nah,
You pool grower.
you grow it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you're. Yeah. So okay. Copy me. Preach to the people that I've already talked to. I'm already 10 steps, 10 lanes ahead over here.
Always. And that's how I thought about it too. But I don't know. It's just weird. But the recognition for me, it's whatever. There's other people that want to be TV queens and let them. They're the ones on the news talking shit and
I think it's the
scaring
queen title that you
scaring
want.
people.
I think that's the thing that you want to fight for.
Want or
Ooh.
have?
Ooh.
I'm kidding. It really doesn't matter to me at all. It doesn't. It's just a byproduct.
I think recognition is awesome. So much that I try to recognize people. Sometimes recognition will make or break a person, though. And so I think that you have to be very careful with it. When people do things for recognition, I think that you're gonna fail. I think you're gonna drop. Because if I was in this podcast thing to win best podcast of the year or top podcast or whatever, I would have already quit. I would have already stopped.
Right.
Talk yourself out of it.
Exactly. Because it doesn't come like that. My recognition comes from people sharing my shit. You know what I mean? Saying, yo, Dre, that was dope. You know what I mean? And it might not be in abundance, but the recognition definitely, it helps. You know what I mean? So I think it's important. And as much as it's important to receive it, you have to give it. So when you have a creative that inspires you or motivates you, I think it's important to tell that person, like, yo, that really inspired me, or yo, that really motivated me, or that was great, or I loved that, or that made me laugh. Give that recognition as much as you would like to receive it. Man, you know what sounds really good? Just some chips and salsa.
You want the best salsa ever? Get yourself some Sauce Up Salsa at sauceupsalsa.com. Fresh fire roasted salsa, fresh ingredients, fresh produce made just for you.
Hey, yo, you're probably listening to the Unrestricted podcast with DreRawka. We are? No, they are. Yeah, right.
Oh, wow.
And I'm the real Ruby. You can catch me and Fonzie and the
Funk.
G Daddy Funk on Lake Talk 801 podcast.
Yeah, but I think you have to come in more smoother, more funnier. Yeah, they could catch us on the Lake Talk 801 podcast.
Yeah, y'all can catch us on the Lake Talk 801.
Yeah, and be like, and yeah, man, hey, and they could catch people like me, the real Ruby, and people like you, Fonzie, and people like him, G Daddy Funk, on the Lake Talk 801. Who cares?
What did he say?
Huh?
I didn't hear him.
I don't know, but this probably should be the ad.
Are these on?
Catch a new episode every Monday on all streaming platforms. The Lake Talk 801. Tune in now.
I'm a player, man. I'm a pimp, and I don't have to deal with. You got your shirt on backwards, player. Players, fuck up.
P or not P? That is the question.
I'm gonna give you these scenarios, and you have to tell me, yo, Dre, that's P or not P. Okay? So cool or not cool? Shout out to my Emory County folks.
Skipper.
Okay, first one. Saying you're with the band just to get in for free.
Not P.
Get up to the mic.
Not P.
Okay. That's whack. Pay to get into a show. People work hard to make music.
I definitely done it before.
Friends need to support themselves. Support their friends.
Friends don't ask friends for discounts on their livelihood.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Bingo.
Just
okay.
saying. God, I'm such a hard ass.
But Trista got discounts, right?
I got discounts for days.
Cool. Tattooing a spouse on you.
No.
Never.
Not P, huh?
Not P.
I feel weird saying not P. The kids are really saying that these days.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Not player. Just say it's not cool. That's fine.
It's not so cool.
Gosh darn it. What county did you do time in?
Okay.
All right. Hour 20 mark, Billy. Thanks for that. Lying about your kid's age just to get a free meal.
I mean, what about to get them discounted into play places or something?
That too, right?
So that was a yes for her.
Lying on your kid's age to get something free.
Back in the day, P. Today, not P. I love karma. I like it coming around in a good way. So,
But it's really just a system telling you something.
But what if the kid ain't gonna get it if you don't get the discount? Then you're hurting the corporation or the kid.
Well, what if they're already hurting for money and they have to let some people go because of some stupid ass sale?
Small
or
businesses
people
don't have all the money
sneaking
people
in, and then they let 2 people go that week because they're not pulling in the cash that they need.
Good point.
And now people have lost their jobs because too many people are sneaking in.
Yep.
It's a cycle.
Mm.
It's a wheel of life.
Okay,
Circle of life.
Be honest about your kid's age. Be honest.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, within 6 months. Because my kids are on the cusp. So my 4-year-old, my 5-year-old, it's still important.
Right.
Okay.
4-year-old still looks 3 sometimes.
I dig it. All right. Going to the steakhouse. Talking about steak. Going to the steakhouse, but you don't order steak.
Why?
P.
What? Oh, I forgot what we were doing.
That's P. That's P. You get chicken with mushrooms and shrimp on it. It's just as good as steak with shrimp and mushrooms on it. Still pimping.
Go for the appetizers.
Yeah.
Okay. You can slide on the tomahawk. Okay.
Cactus blossom.
What is that? Ruby Tuesdays?
No, I think it's Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, okay.
Onion.
God, I'm hungry.
Do you throw the peanuts on the ground, or do you try
No.
to be nice about it?
I don't eat the peanuts.
No,
No,
you got
they're
allergic.
not salted. They're not cashews. They're not.
You a bougie motherfucker. I need it to be honey roasted.
Aged 6 months and not in a plastic bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Aged in the shell.
All right, next one. Having a quickie at a family function.
Yes.
Hell to the motherfucking music. Oh, that's P.
That's P.
What was your last quickie?
We're not disclosing.
Okay.
Couple months ago.
Oh, when or who?
At the family reunion or at
No,
the family function?
not at the family function.
All
I
the
don't
family
have
functions.
family functions anymore.
Okay.
But when was your last quickie? I thought it was a separate question.
No, it was.
I thought it was who.
No, I don't care.
Like, what?
Okay.
I want to know who this Trista Loomis is. Girl.
Yeah, exactly.
You gave him everything, bro.
And you getting wild toppy
It's
at
all
grandma's
right.
birthday
It's
party.
It's all right.
Yo, getting toppy at grandma's birthday party is crazy.
Clearly not with a family member. Do I need to add that?
No, second cousin's okay.
I was really quick to say yes.
You were.
So I just want to make sure.
No,
Okay.
not with a family member.
Okay, good.
You bring a date to grandma's
Okay, good.
92nd birthday, and then Chris says,
All
yo,
day. Yes.
Yo,
Please.
come over here real quick.
Please.
Bust it out.
Yes.
Beat cheeks.
It's P. That's the PP.
All right. All right, going to a jazz game, but not wearing jazz apparel.
Not P.
Not P.
Yeah, have a jersey or hat or something, right?
Right.
Some purple socks at least.
When's
Or
the
wait,
last-
no, they're orange, huh? Orange, red.
Go ahead.
Yellow. What are the jazz colors?
Oh, I mean, yeah, that
Yeah,
works
okay.
too. What was the last Utah Jazz game you guys went to?
I went to All Stars game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, does that count?
Yeah, it does.
I went to them versus the Heat a couple years ago. Nosebleeds too.
Lost.
So what? Every time I've seen a Jazz game live, they lose. So I stopped going
Mm.
because I feel like it was a jinx.
Do you guys go to sporting events? You got like RSL or anything like that? Bees?
I watch a lot of UFC, but I haven't been to the local stuff yet.
I do a bracket every year. That's kind of my thing.
For NBA?
For college football.
Oh, okay.
The March Madness is my.
Did you go to the UFC when they came here?
Yes.
How
I
was
did.
it?
It was awesome. I thought it was going to be really hard to see, but they only had half of the bleachers filled up. So it's not like you sat way up high.
Gotcha.
And I got to see Jorge Masvidal live. I got to see Bruce Leroy live. Who else was there? Anyway, it was awesome. I want them to come back so bad.
Why haven't you went to any of the local events?
I don't know anybody that likes it. So I mean, I know a couple of people that go, but I'm not like chummy with them or anything. And so I don't know. I just really haven't seeked out the opportunity. I don't know people.
Flankers is the place for UFC fights.
No, fuck
No,
that.
the live
Local.
fights. So yeah.
Local.
Come to our local pro fights.
Yes.
Maverick Center.
Yes.
Come watch them.
I should. Didn't
Bring
they
her.
just have some?
Yeah, we just had it
I wanna go.
2 weeks ago
Yeah.
or a week
Bring
ago.
us.
Okay, we'll come together and we'll go check them out.
Y'all need to go. I'll get you tickets to the next one.
Okay.
Okay.
Sold.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Come enjoy it. We just had 4 title fights. We have some badasses. Chris Curtis,
Really?
he's a UFC. He's currently on the roster for the UFC. The last pay-per-view, he fought Gaslam, who is a vet. He has one of the best fights with Izzy Adesanya. Really dope event. But he came
Okay.
for our last Fierce Fighting Championship. So you'll see these guys.
Heck
Legendary
yeah.
Jeremy Horn. You'll see these guys, UFC vets, and plus our local athletes here. The only way they're gonna make it to that level of the UFC is if they have this type of support, right?
Right.
So as much as we talk about supporting the cause and this stuff that you guys are working on, the thing that you enjoy, you should be putting that money and helping these guys too and these gals.
Right.
Because
Right.
they're there. I'm telling you, these athletes, so good.
There's just something about watching people beat the shit out of each other and then give dabs at the end or smack the butt, or like you watch Cyborg and she's like a dude, right? And she just pummels people, but then you're laying on the ground and you're all beat up and she comes up to you and she lifts you up and she gives you a hug and she pats you on the butt. Like she just beat the shit out of you and now she's giving you a kiss on the forehead. I don't know what it is, but I just love good sportsmanship, and I feel like UFC displays such good sportsmanship.
And Fierce Fighting Championship does the same.
Heck yeah.
And I think what you ladies are doing right now, it coincides with these athletes.
And they don't have a regulation. They took THC off of the 5-panel for UFC and Bellator. I don't know about locally, but I know that UFC and Bellator don't test for THC anymore. They don't care if you do it or not.
Well, regardless, even if these athletes have 6 months between their fights, let's get you the right strand to help you in this journey.
Help you heal.
It sounds like a perfect fit for you ladies to be involved with these athletes.
Heck yeah.
They had I don't know if I should say the brand. Fuck it, I'm gonna say the brand. They were a title sponsor. It was Kush Cube. And those guys.
Yeah, I launched Kush Cubes in this state.
Oh really?
Yeah.
See, recognition. See. So they
I do like it.
they were a title sponsor, so they had their logo in the middle of the ring cage, and they were giving out samples, right? The little packets.
Yep.
So I don't do it. Remember when you gave me some before?
And I told you to take one?
Exactly. No.
Or half of one.
I took both of the gels.
Yeah.
I did it. It was it was right before the co-main event. The light guy was like, "Here, Dre, here." Boom. He threw me the packet.
Nate.
I sat on it for a little bit, and then I took it right before the main event. As the main event's going on, I'm like, I shouldn't have done this.
Were you hungry?
I was just so relaxed.
Heck
I was just like, oh shit, I forgot. Oh, I got to get up and work. I mean, so much fun though.
Oh, you were working there.
Yeah, I was
and
DJing.
You decided to take a gummy? You
yeah.
silly.
Yeah, it was.
Nate's a convincing guy.
Okay, let's jump. Oh, okay, so we talked about the jazz game. Okay, next one. Using your spouse's toothbrush.
Nah.
You had to think about it. You've done it before.
I mean, yeah, if I don't have another choice.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I, right? But if I have a choice, that's weird. So I guess that's an open-ended question. Okay, so do I have a choice or not? Would I rather go with no brush teeth all day or use my spouse's toothbrush?
Or no spouse.
Or no spouse? I don't have one of those. I heard they're really difficult. I would use it. Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm just trying to think of a situation where you're with your spouse or your lover and you wouldn't have your own.
Right?
Unless it was like
travel.
First couple sleepovers, in which case I would
Yeah.
use it.
And I still wouldn't use it. I'd just run to Walgreens real quick.
I have one in my car somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Even then, when I was single and I was out here in these streets, I had my bag in my car.
Oh, I don't know.
Just for sleepovers.
I was always prepared. My Cadillac DeVille. Do you remember my Cadillac DeVille I had?
Heck
I was
yeah.
always ready. I always had my backpack. I was good. I had my mouthwash,
I love
cologne,
that.
everything. Because typically I was leaving from the club to work, back to the club to the studio. Like I was very much a hard working dude back then.
That's all I do now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so using your spouse's toothbrush, situational.
Yes.
Or Trista says just don't have a spouse. She's mad
Right.
at somebody.
Right.
I just had a couple.
Getting married by a Las Vegas Elvis impersonator.
No.
Sure. Why not?
Is that still a thing? It's like
Yeah, I
the
think
Las
so. The
Vegas.
little chapel.
Is there other people besides Elvis options you can choose, like Paw Patrol or?
But why
Just kidding, I have
not?
little kids.
Why
Such a
not
mom.
have an Elvis impersonator?
Oh.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Like, why not be different? Like, this whole boxy stuff, you go to a wedding and you already know what you're getting into. You're
Is
like,
that
okay,
different though?
I'm going to have to try to not fall asleep. They're going to have these the guy's going to talk for a million years. Like, you go and he wants to quote the Bible for 20 minutes. And then you're like, did I really pay for this? Like, no wedding is ever just like, they get up there, they say how much they love each other, and then, okay, you're married. So why not go have Elvis do and be like, you love her? You love him? Oh, okay, cool. You're married. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
It's way better than the boxy stuff that everybody does.
I got married in a lake.
Pay tens of thousands of dollars to do a ceremony like everybody else's.
I could see you getting married at a lake.
Standing in Lake Powell.
Nice.
Dawson's Creek style.
I don't
I don't wait for my life to be over. Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
Was it on a podium? Was it in a, like you were just in the water
Standing
or
in the water.
in a dock?
The
Or
guests were on the beach and we were standing in the water.
no way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's kind of sweet. See, that's different. I love different.
Damn, she about to cry.
Yeah.
All right, getting a happy ending.
Oh yeah.
During what, a massage appointment?
What
or?
other happy ending do you know about?
Right.
I mean, if you're in a situation where a happy ending could happen, it should happen.
No, I disagree.
I mean, not.
My first massage was at one of those Asian places because he just wanted to be nice and take me to have a massage. And it was a short little old lady, and she was like pounding on my back and pounding on my legs and getting really close to the hoo-hoo and all the things. And I'm like, this bitch is going to ask me if I want some. And I'm like already prepared and ready to tell her no. Like, no. If you're a dude, yeah, sure, but not for me.
You give some
For
pretty good
me, like,
examples.
you gotta be a lipstick lesbian for me to want to fuck with you. Okay? Not some little old lady that comes and does a bunch of pounding that does not turn anyone on.
That is not where my head went. Sorry. But now I'm more.
Is
my
that
eyes are more
TMI?
open. My eyes are open.
Is that TMI?
No, it's perfect.
Maybe if she was like in a bikini and hot and cute and all the thing, but I've never known a happy ending to happen in places that are like, I don't know. That's because that's my experience with happy ending. It was in a no-no zone, a total freaking no-no zone. Maybe put me in a different place and I might consider it again. Cool. I'll just stop
So
answering.
you say
Just kidding.
not P.
Not P situational.
Yeah,
Okay.
these are contextual.
You said yes. Now you're walking it back.
Well, I didn't think about the old lady.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the old lady?
Several things.
It's got to be aesthetically pleasing too, right? I'm an old lady.
It's got to be a match.
All right.
It can't just
This
be
is
anybody.
convoluted.
It just can't be anybody.
Let's skip
Like,
this
that's-
question.
No,
Skip this
I
question.
really want to know where she was going with that. Just kidding.
All right. Trista definitely will get a happy ending. She don't want to admit it. Okay, last one. Owning a bird.
Did the bird fly before you took it home, or did it not fly?
You went to PetSmart and picked up a parakeet.
Does the parakeet want to be free, or does the
Not
parakeet
pee.
want to stay in the house?
The fuck do I know? It's a bird.
The bird could roam free in my house, probably, maybe. Depends on how it's.
Your dog would eat it.
Poop.
My dog. Oh, I wish my dog.
No, that's not pee. Things don't belong in cages, man. Leave them in
What
a,
if you let it
leave
out
'em-
and then it just comes
no,
back?
No. They are not meant to be in a box. They're
Your
not meant
house
to be in a
Or
cage.
PetSmart.
But the thing is that it's just perpetuating that cycle. So the more buyers, the more demand. So if everybody stops buying, there won't be a demand.
You see why I have her?
People should not be in cages. Like, could you imagine being an animal being in a cage like that? Like being a bird and having your song totally stolen from you because you're in a box?
Or having your wings clipped.
Or have the wings clipped so you can't fly, you can't do what you naturally want to do. But yet you have these bars and you can see everything that's going on, but you can't participate. Like, what a fucked up life. Sorry to anybody that owns birds. And like, I don't think people should put dogs in kennels either.
I feel bad for
like
my dog.
during the day. Like, you're putting your big ass dog in a box. Like, what a miserable freaking life. But like you said, it's either there or in somebody's home. It's either in the pet store or somebody's home. Which one is worse?
Don't we do the same thing to ourselves though?
Hell yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We definitely do.
Doesn't it suck to be not? It doesn't suck. Isn't it confusing to be a human? Because everything we know, we're so hypocritical about.
Right.
The same way that we talk about these animals and the same advice that we give, we don't take ourselves. And probably because we're part of a system that doesn't allow us to.
Or we're just conditioned, and so it's the first thing we think every time, and it's hard to break those programs.
Mm-hmm.
We're all programmed. Don't get me started on that, please.
You know how they always say that kids are resilient? So, like, everything that kids go through, they're resilient. I don't know. I've heard that a ton growing up. I don't think that's true. I think that what happens to us as a kid is showing that it's staying. And so, yeah, a little spin-off there.
Yeah. Nothing needs to be in a cage. Not people, not animals.
I feel you, especially not the mindset. And I feel like you could change your minds about cannabis with these ladies here. These ladies are open to answering any questions. How can they reach you?
My name is Trista Loomis. I'm on all of the platforms, every platform. You can reach me there. You can call or text. Also, my phone number is listed on my work phone number is listed. Should I just say it? My work phone number?
It's up to you.
It's 385-501-1002. So if you guys have any questions, I can answer your questions.
Awesome.
Yep.
And what about you?
They can just find me on social media if they haven't already.
Cannabis Queen?
Yeah, that's what they would look up and they would find me. I'm just kidding. No, it's just I don't know. I'm around. I'm probably in somebody's feed somewhere.
Utah Cannabis United?
Yeah, so I changed the name of the group. It's not called that anymore. So the Facebook group that I have, if you want to learn more about how to naturally help yourself, I have a group that's called Utah Plant Medicine for Plant and Natural Options. I forgot what I changed it to, honestly, just because the Facebook made me change it because it was called Utah Cannabis United, and they told me they were going to shut it down if I didn't change the name. So it's like Utah Plant Medicine and Natural Options. That's what it is. Not to be confused with Utah Patients for Natural Choices and all that, but I'm actually an admin on theirs too, so I'll just... Anyway, Tana King. Holler. There's only 6 of us, like literally on all social platforms. It's TANAKING, and you'll see that it's me.
I see a lot of people come and go here locally with this cannabis love and awareness. So I hope that you don't disappear.
I have a little bit. I'm very surprised you just said that because I've been told that like 14 times in the last 3 days.
I'm not directing it towards you. I'm just saying in general, the people that I seen at the beginning of 2022, I don't see them in 2023.
Right.
And if you ladies are really trying to build this awareness, you got to be consistent.
Right.
Right. You gotta be in people's faces. You should have a weekly or monthly live or something where you talk about this stuff, right? Set up awareness, go to the library, set up a meeting where you can meet at the library where people from the community can come learn about this stuff, because we have no idea. I didn't know this technology existed. I thought the 23andMe was just to find out if my dad was my dad. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we don't know that this can actually help us in so many different ways. And athletes, this can help you out, because now it's gonna go straight to what you need. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, obviously, if you're, whatever sports event that you allows it, whatever. But I feel like it's something that's very important for our community, and you ladies have a lot of work to do. I know it's overwhelming.
Hey, you remember the beginning of 2022, you did the veterans event with me.
I did.
Yes.
I did.
Still.
A lot of things have changed since then.
They have. But we helped 30 veterans that day, so that makes me happy.
So my question for you is, how are you going to help 30 more veterans? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's where it's at. This is an opportunity for you ladies to just run.
Yep.
To run and don't stop, because I've seen it. I've seen it happen countless times where, like I said, they stop. So don't stop. Keep going.
We found new missions today.
Don't stop.
Believe. Who was that?
Journey.
That
right?
was John Bon Jovi.
No.
I don't know. I was listening to Chicago earlier.
It's Journey.
It's Journey?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely your age group.
Fuck off.
Old ass.
Yeah, it's a bit of...
Listen.
You get in your car right now. Just a smoking girl.
Listen, you want to know what I have in my car? When your kids get in the car and they ask to hear Tupac, you know you're doing something right, okay? And that's my situation. So I might know who that is, but don't let this fool you, Ray. Okay.
Right.
I'll show you what I
Your
got on my
pink-
motherfucking bumps right now, dog.
Your pink sweatsuit does not make you look old.
Nah,
Oh, I know, right?
You look pretty good.
Your peak sweatsuit definitely says inmate number.
And them Jordans aren't messing around.
I'm fucking with you.
I know. It's
cool.
easy.
Ladies, well, I appreciate you coming through. Any last words for the folks?
Mental health matters.
Does.
And if you're struggling, just try to find somebody that will listen and let you unload, and try cannabis if you've never tried it before. Don't let our programming get in the way of your health. I know of a person whose mom, sorry to go into longer, but his mom had cancer and nothing was working, and she started taking some really high concentrate CBD oil, and it was going into remission. And then some people got in her head about her use of an illegal substance, and she stopped using it, and she died a few months later. So that's a really personal story from a very large CBD company here, and I won't mention who it is, but that always rung true with me and that's why I do what I do, is because people need to know that it's okay and it's safe, and that your health matters, mental health matters. Like, what the doctor says isn't always the truth. Seek it out for yourself. And the test, I mean, you can't get any more specific and prolific than that. Like, it's DNA. It's no guessing.
Advocate for yourself, for sure.
Bingo. Take the time, learn about this stuff, ask the questions. The ladies are here to answer your questions. Again, I really appreciate you coming through. Billy, the kind of intern, he showed up after 5 months of being absent.
I want a hoodie with that.
You want one? It's on my
I've
website.
actually been looking at it, yeah.
All
That was a
right.
perfect segue.
Heck yeah.
Unrestricted.
Allrock.com, ALLRAWK.com. You got new hoodies, t-shirts. They're all up there. The unrestricted hoodies are up there. We have so much merch up there. So go and support. I hope y'all have the day you deserve. Protect your light. We out. Peace.